Hello, Essential students. Mrs. Wade here. If we look at chart A and we zoom in on the 8 parts of speech, we are going to look at only verbs right now. And so you can see more details of verbs on chart C and chart D. So pull out chart C. And the way I like to memorize the definition of verb is to just kind of chant it. A verb is a word that asserts an action, shows a state of being, links two words together, or helps another verb. You can also act this part out like you're running in place. You can put your hands quickly down by your side, all still to show a state of being. Link your 2 fingers together with your other 2 fingers on the other hand to show 2 words linking together. And lean up against a buddy to show you are a helping verb. As far as the 4 types of verbs, they are intransitive, transitive, linking, and helping. Intransitive does not transfer the action from the subject to an object. For example, my family traveled. There is no direct object after the verb. The action is not being transferred to anything. But a transitive verb does transfer the action from the subject to an object. For example, I packed what? A suitcase. In this case, we do have a transitive verb. And a transitive verb, the test is it's always followed by a noun that receives the action from that verb. A linking verb. Linking verbs are fun. A linking verb makes an assertion by joining 2 words. So right here we have a linking verb in I am excited. And the test is if the verb can be replaced with an equal sign without changing the meaning of your sentence, then you have a linking verb. For example, I could take out that am and put an equal sign. Do I equal excited? Yes, that doesn't change the meaning of my sentence. So therefore, this is a linking verb. Now, a helping verb helps another verb assert action, being, or existence. And so you will always see, the test here is you will always see a helping verb in addition to another verb in the sentence. Example is we were planning. So let's look at linking and helping verbs. I do have a couple songs. And just so you know, in the new 5th edition, on these charts, they do not put the entire list of linking or helping verbs anymore. They do have them in your EEL guide over here on page 44. You can see a list of linking verbs and you can see the list of helping verbs, and you can see there is some overlap. The verbs that are forms of to be are in both categories depending on the context of the sentence. I made a chart to help you see the overlap. And these are the linking verbs list. These are the helping verbs list. But there's that certain group that can be classified as either one. Am, are, is, was, were, be, being, been. I like to sing the linking verbs to the ants go marching, and I always think that's appropriate because ants kind of link together as they march in a row, and it goes like this. A linking verb makes an assertion by joining 2 words. A linking verb makes an assertion by joining 2 words. Feel, become, remain, taste, seem, appear, look, sound, stay, smell, grow. These are the linking verbs. Plus am, are, is, was, were, be, being, been. But the helping verbs, I like to sing them to this old man, and it goes like this. A helping verb helps another verb assert action, being, or existence. Helping verbs make a lot of sense. The helping verbs are do, does, did, has, have, had, may, must, might, should, could, would, shall, will, and can. I know helping verbs like the back of my hand. Plus, am, are, is, was, were, be, being, been. There's those group of verbs that overlap into both categories, so be careful there. And we will return and apply these concepts when we revisit on chart A the VL, the linking verbs in our SVLPN, SVLPA patterns, but we're not there yet. All right, moving on with chart C. Those are the 4 types of verbs. Let's look at the 4 attributes. There are 4 attributes. There's person, number, voice, and mood. I chant it like this. Person, number, voice, and mood, these are 4 verb attributes. Person, number, voice, and mood, these are 4 verb attributes. Of course, person tells you whether I am doing the action, you are doing the action, or a third person is doing the action. Number tells you whether it is singular or plural. Voice is, there are 2, active or passive. Active is when the subject performs the action, and passive is when the subject receives the action. And they have good examples here. Active, I packed a bag. Passive, the bag was packed by me. And then we have 3 moods. Indicative, much like declarative with our sentence purposes. It makes a statement. Or it can ask a question. For example, I packed my bag. Did you pack your bag? The imperative mood states a command. We've heard that also before in our sentence purposes. Pack a bag. Subjunctive implies a condition contrary to fact or expresses a wish. I wish my bag were packed. If only I could be swimming today, I wouldn't have to do my homework. All right, let's look at the tenses. There are 12 tenses. The 12 tenses of verbs are formed by combining 3 times. A verb can be present, past, or in the future, by 4 forms. The forms are simple, perfect, progressive, perfect, progressive. We like to say that like Elf. Simple, perfect, progressive, like how we did the sentence structures. If I said, find for me the past perfect tense example here. Past perfect. I had packed. Perfect always has a form of to have with a past participle. How about future progressive? Progressive in the future. I shall be packing. Present perfect progressive. Present perfect progressive. I have been packing. Perfect progressive combines the present participle with a form of to have and been. I have been packing. Now, let's look at chart D. These are the principal parts of verbs. The principal parts of verbs are much like the 4 phases of matter. You can have a solid, a liquid, a gas, plasma. Well, a verb can be an infinitive, present, past, present participle, or past participle. So an infinitive is to plus a verb, to pack. Present is happening now. Past, for a normal verb, is a verb plus ed. The present participle is a verb plus ing, happening now. And a past participle will either have ed or en or t on the end. And here's a great example. To pack, pack, packs, packed, packing, packed. How about another verb, to show? To show, show shows, showed, showing, showed. I like to just take examples of regular verbs and just chant them out like that. Now, for irregular verbs, they don't always follow those rules, and you have to just memorize them, and that's why they give you a list here. To be, am, are, is, was, were, being, been. Let's look at to rise, when the sun rises, versus to raise, when you raise a window. So I would chant it like this. To rise, rise, rises, rose, rising, risen. I wouldn't say for the past tense, the sun rised, would I? I would say rose. Or to raise, raise, raises, raised, raising, raised. To lay, lay, lays, laid, laying, laid. To lie, lie, lies, lay, lying, laying. So you can chant these all the way through. And it's fun to think about when you encounter other irregular verbs in language, to see how you can properly see what their proper parts are. Have fun studying chart C and D, and we'll dig into verbs more and apply them later. We also, for multiple year students, you can look at chart AA, and it gives more detail of verb anatomy. Let me show you right here. Chart AA, it gives you some examples and further explanation if your student wants to dig further into that. All right, don't hesitate to reach out with questions. Take care.